Merry meet and blessed be. Welcome to the Sabbath School class. This one's going to be a little bit unusual because we're not going to be covering a subject in this one. No, we're going to be introducing a subject. This is the first of 5. And in between, there's going to be at least 1, maybe 2 Mass for the Shutouts. So this is going to cover us for a fair amount of time. And yeah, my intention is 1 a week, and it's going to be for a few weeks. And looking here at my notes, finding your spiritual strength. Yeah. That's something that everybody needs to review every once in a while, and some people need to discover. I'll never forget what it took for me to discover it. And it's a basic formula. One of those things that you would expect to find in primers, but you find it repeated so often. And as a matter of fact, you actually reiterate it every time you go into a phase of learning something. Yeah. For those of you who are learning or questioning, there are plenty of people who've learned enough to ask questions and wonder why things aren't happening the way they expected them to. Or why is it that so-and-so has all this stuff happening and somebody else does not? Or why is it that it doesn't work for me? Well, we're going to talk about the basics of that. If you envision your spiritual power, your whole spirituality, yourself, for that matter, if you will, as a pyramid, a 4-sided pyramid. At the bottom is the base, the foundation. We're going to be looking at the foundation. 4 sides of the foundation. Each one equally important. The other 3 aren't going to accomplish much without the 4th there. Four. And each one deserves its own episode. Yeah. Okay. I'm dealing with somebody in the hospital right now, so I didn't have time to make up my usual crib notes that I have standing on an easel in front of me. But the 4 basics. To so many of us, they're so basic. They are basics. But to an outsider, you say those 4, and I've seen some people get scared. They call it the witch's pyramid. Actually, it's a pyramid that belongs to anyone who's spiritual. Because I can't think of any spiritual path that can't use it. And those that don't, there are a couple of notable exceptions. Those that don't take 1 of them, or 2 of them, or 3 of them. One particular that I can think of, and we'll get into that certain groups don't take in. My personal opinion is they're weak. And they operate mostly on their own fears. You and I need to operate on our strengths and our courage. And so we have the 4. To dare, to know, to will, to keep silent. Think about them for a bit. To dare, to know, to will, to keep silent. I could put all 4 of them into this nice little 10-minute quickie, 15 minutes maximum according to the rules for YouTube, unless I decide to become a sponsor. Unfortunately, I can't get part of their non-profit because they don't allow religious to be in non-profit. However, be that as it may, I could cover all 4 in this nice little 10-minute segment. That would be easy enough. I have covered them before in the Secrets in Plain Sight, in the nice convenient half hour that I give that. But let's look in more depth. Each one of the 4 deserves its own episode on this show. Each one of the 4 is a vital contributor. If any one of the 4 isn't there, I question the value of the other 3 in the absence of the 4th. And I don't care which one happens to be the 4th you're talking about. Like I said, I've known some that try to tone down 1 or 2 of them, or 3 or 4. But what do they accomplish? I can think of a couple of them that get a lot of news coverage. But I don't think you're listening to me so that you can get news coverage. And I'm not talking to you so that I can get news coverage. I want a spiritual life that works. It's that simple. And that's the one basic necessity of any spiritual path, is that it has to work. And so here we are, betwixt Samhain and Yule. It's a good time to lay down some good foundations. And so we're going to look at the foundation. A 4-part foundation. To dare, to know, to will, to keep silent. Between now and the next Sabbath school class, be thinking about those 4. How do you envision those 4? What do you know about those 4? And we'll see. I'll offer you some from where I sit and where I stand. And you may have some of your own to contribute to yourself. And between us, we can accomplish great things. I might Blessed be.
Uriel's Gifts and the Secrets in Plain Sight are sponsored by the Temple of Gaia. At Temple of Gaia, we don't train you to our path. We show you how to find and pursue your own path. Above all, we tried to provide a great place to come together and to share. We're located in Collingdale, Pennsylvania, just outside of Philadelphia, and wherever cyberspace can be reached. To learn more, visit our website at templeofgaiainc.org or our meeting place in cyberspace at templeofgaia.ning.com. Thank you for coming. Feel free to return at any time. We intend to always have something for you here. Blessed be. This has been a presentation of the Wise Ones Net. Merry part and blessed be.